She was built for speed, firepower, and prestige, but across 2 decades of service, she would become a symbol of survival and tragic mistakes. This is the story of the Imperial Japanese Navy heavy cruiser Aoba. The IJN Aoba was the lead ship of the 2-vessel Aoba class of heavy cruisers, constructed for the Imperial Japanese Navy in the 1920s. Laid down on January 23, 1924, at the Mitsubishi Heavy Industries in Nagasaki. Aoba launched on September 25, 1926, and commissioned into service less than a year later. As completed, Aoba displaced 8,300 tons and stretched 185 meters long. She could reach speeds up to 34 knots, a formidable force on the high seas. Her main battery consisted of 6 20-centimeter guns backed by 4 secondary guns, 2 machine guns, and 2 quadruple torpedo tubes. And with a single float plane launched by catapult, she could scout the wide Pacific. In her early years, Aoba served primarily along the China coast, patrolling contested waters throughout the late 1920s and 30s. She frequently served as flagship for various cruiser divisions, a symbol of Japanese naval power in Asia. But as war clouds gathered, Aoba underwent a major modernization between 1938 and 1940. She emerged heavier and deadlier, with new torpedo tubes, better anti-aircraft guns, improved fire control, and a rebuilt bridge. Hull budges improved her stability, and her main battery was upgraded to 8 massive 203mm guns. When Japan plunged into World War II, Aoba was ready. In December 1941, she took part in the invasions of Guam and the Wake Islands. By May 1942, she was escorting the light carrier Shoho during the Battle of the Coral Sea, witnessing firsthand the shifting power of naval aviation. But her most famous and infamous moment came at the Battle of the Savo Islands in August 1942. There, Aoba helped deliver one of the worst defeats the Allies ever suffered at sea, contributing to the sinking of 4 Allied cruisers in a brutal night action. Just months later, at the Battle of Cape Esperance, disaster struck. American forces ambushed the Japanese cruisers. Aoba was heavily damaged, losing turrets, suffering massive casualties, and witnessing the death of Rear Admiral Aritomo Goto. And among the confusion came the so-called Am Aoba Incident. Aoba's commander mistakenly identified the approaching American ships as friendly. Ignoring warnings from other ships, he repeatedly signaled, "I am Aoba, I am Aoba." This blunder led to the sinking of destroyer Fubuki and the cruiser Furutaka, while Aoba escaped. Though repaired, Aoba's luck continued to sour. In 1943, she was bombed again during an air raid, suffering fresh wounds. Her speed dropped dramatically, from a swift 34 knots down to just 25 knots, crippling her ability to keep up with the modern fleet. Despite her injuries, Aoba was kept in service, escorting convoys, patrolling lonely seas, always one step ahead of complete destruction. By the late 1944, after multiple torpedo hits and air attacks, she was doomed beyond saving. In 1945, Aoba was reclassified as a floating anti-aircraft battery, a desperate role for a once proud cruiser. But even that wasn't enough. During the massive air raids on Kure Naval Base in 1945, Aoba was finally sunk, ending her long, battered career. After the war, her remains were raised and scrapped between 1946 and 1947. But the story of Aoba endures, a tale of ambition, resilience, and costly errors amidst the chaos of the Pacific War.